Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we're going to be talking and doing a review for Final Destination Bloodlines. It's been a little while since I do a movie review on the channel, but man, oh man, this movie really deserves it. This has a rated R movie. It's a rated R movie, of course. It's a Final Destination film and with a runtime of an hour and 50 minutes. Rotten Tomato score, as of the recording of this video, critics 92%. Audience 90%, and a letterbox average rating of 3.4 stars. This might be the highest critically reviewed movie in the Final Destination franchise, and it really earns that. I really had a good time going into this. I'm a big fan of this franchise. I love, although I'm not a fan of horror movies themselves. This is more of a almost really a dark comedy, right? Like because of course, there's terrible stuff that's happening and there's horrific stuff that's happening, but I don't think the aim of any of these films was to really scare everyone, but more like entertain you in that kind of sick way of like, look at all these people die in these kind of like crazy over the top ways, like these, you know, the Rube Goldberg machine type of idea that death has to work all these little workarounds to kill people. So, in this film, set after decades after the original events, the film follows college student Stephanie Reyes, who is plagued by violent recurring nightmares. Seeking answers, she returns home and uncovers a chilling family history. Her grandmother, Iris Campbell, once disrupted death's design by warning others of a catastrophic event in 1968. Now, death is targeting the descendants of those who escape its grasp, and Stephanie must find a way to break the cycle and save her family from their grim fate. This is directed by Sap Lipovsky and Adam Steen, or Stein, maybe. I'm not sure how to pronounce this one, actually. With a story by John Watts, which was an interesting name to throw in there, Guy Busick, and Laurie Evans Taylor. I, once again, really enjoyed this film. Um, and this is a really low budget movie overall. Like, this is 50 million movie. As of the recording of this, it has about a 6 million in the opening weekend, which is like crazy because the weekend hasn't even happened. It's only been, I'm recording this on the Friday of release. So yeah, I love that a movie like this, not only is it bringing back a really cool franchise like the Final Destination movies, but it's just kind of finding a new audience, and hopefully this means that we'll have many Final Destination stories to tell in the future. I think overall, this movie just has received so much great critical reception. Like I said, especially for the franchise, right? People are just really enjoying this. People are praising the film for inventive deaths, which is always tough to nail, right? Sometimes these deaths can be either too over the top or just too goofy, and it really brings down the whole film as a whole. I believe four, the one at the race car driveway, that's the one that probably for me it's towards the bottom of the list. The first one definitely has a very different tone, but man, this one really, I think Bloodlines captures everything great that we enjoyed about these films, while still bringing its own little blend of like adding to the world building, adding new characters, new little twists and turns as to that's design. But then, of course, also hitting you with the nostalgia of times coming, from before. So, um, I think there's some people that maybe criticize this film for not being logical or plausible, but like, come on, this is a Final Destination movie. The whole franchise is built on being over the top, and having these deaths happen in a way that hopefully would never really happen in real life, right? Because otherwise, although I will tell you this, I don't drive behind those big trucks with the logs anymore, right? That I feel like that there's a few little fears that these movies kind of unlock in you for sure, depending on when you've seen them. Let's talk about the cast, and I'll talk about the cast and kind of review the film in that manner. I feel like the cast is a great, it's a great framing device for this review. So first of all, we have Caitlin Santa as Juana Stephanie. Caitlin Santa Juana as Stephanie Reyes. She's our protagonist. I think she delivers a great performance because everything hinges on us believing that she believes the danger and that she believes that all these things can happen. And I think she does a really good job, especially when being kind of ostracized by her family, about why she's looking into this and why she believes in these horrible, horrible things, right? Her grandmother, Iris, which we'll talk about in a second, that was kind of the reason that she got pushed off. We also have Ted Briones, who's her younger brother, Charlie. Great chemistry with Kaylin. I think both Charlie and Stephanie, the characters, have great chemistry as siblings, and they really work. We also have Rhea Kislin as Darlene Campbell. She's the mom who kind of left them because she believed that it would be for the best. But once she kind of is brought back into the fold of things, yeah, you can. I really love the family dynamic in this. I feel like before in the past, the other movies have really been about friends. I mean, there might have been a few siblings in between there or something like that, but friends looking out for each other is one thing. Family trying to look out for each other and losing members of the family as you kind of go. We have Owen. We have Richard Harmon as Eric. He's the one of the siblings that is tattooed with all the piercings. I feel like he's such a fun character to kind of follow along, and it is probably just because you would think he'd be the one in most danger throughout the whole thing. We have Owen Patrick Joyner as Bobby. Bobby was probably my favorite character as far as like we have to protect this young man. He really felt, and it was because the whole family really wanted to protect him as well. Like he was the youngest of the siblings. Yeah, one thing that and one person that really stood out, and somebody that I've been following on the internet, their work for a long time, is Anna Laurie, who portrays Julia, uh, who probably has uh, some of the best scenes when it comes to just delivering some gut punches emotionally, just because of the relationships within the family, right? I think Anna Laurie did a fantastic job. You might have seen her before in things like Doom Patrol. Also, I think CW's All American, although I didn't watch that show myself. I know she was in it. And then, of course, she was Batgirl, Stephanie in Gotham Knights in the CW as well. So yeah, I look forward. They've been using her scene where she's screaming for a lot of the marketing, so you'll definitely recognize Julia. Also, the outfits that they picked for her, every scene, just great, great stuff. We also have Alex Sahara, who's Uncle Howard from the trailers. You'll probably know he's the one that ends up under under the mower. So I won't go too far into that. We'll have April Tellick as Brenda, who's Howard's wife, and everyone else. And so the siblings are Eric, Bobby, and Julia, and then also their cousins are Stephanie and Charlie. So just so you kind of get the family tree. Uh, Tempo Lee is Martin Reyes. He's Stephanie and Charlie's dad. Uh, Brett Basinger, that's right, from CW Stargirl. I knew I recognized her as soon as she entered the scene. I just couldn't place her immediately. But as soon as I remember who it was, she plays Iris from the 1960s. She probably has the most lift up front in the film because you had to buy in on this whole. The initial sequence for a lot of these movies is somebody having a premonition and getting like the most crazy death scenes, right? So I think it really works. Breck does a really good job in making you feel like you want her to survive and you don't know how that's going to happen. We also have Gabriel Rose, who's Iris in the present day. And then, of course, you could not have a Final Destination movie without the great Tony Todd. Uh, rest in peace. I believe this was his last film, but it was just it was such a trip to kind of see him back on the screen. He's such a fantastic actor, and he'll definitely be missed. The movie's dedicated to him because, like I said, he passed after the film was wrapped. I don't know if the film was wrapped, but he passed before, of course, the release. Um, Man, oh man, the scenes with him are just intense, just like in every other Final Destination movie. So yeah, rest in peace to the great Tony Todd. But overall, I love. There's so many crazy deaths here. There's so many crazy ways that these people just go all out and die. But I think overall, involving this as a family was what really sold the movie because you want to care about these individuals because they care about each other. So if you want a fun time, this movie is very well paced. You don't even feel the time that you're there. I didn't even have time to go for a snack. I did pick a great spot to go to the restroom because I feel like I'm pretty good at that now, just from watching so many films. But yeah, this was fun. I would go watch it again just to kind of enjoy. Feels like a weird word, but just to kind of experience all those big, gigantic, over the top deaths for a lot of these characters, and the ending just right seals up everything very nicely. So make sure to go check this out in the theater with a bunch of people. I think watching people cover like cover their eyes or like cringe or like have a reaction in the film is really really fun, and it's one of the reasons that I enjoy going to the theater. uh, I love people reacting to a film physically and audibly at the right times, of course, when it's called for, right? I don't need people yelling at the screen or on their phone, but just when it really is called for. So really recommend this. If you have seen this film, let me know what you thought about it. Let me know your favorite death down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.